All right, so this is part two of my ranking all the hit metal songs of 2023 videos. Um, so this is the sequel to that, and I apologize for the long delay between these two videos. I I had a lot going on. I've had like final week of school. Um, Here in Houston, we had a Duran show, which is basically massive straight line winds. We lost power. There, there's just been a ton going on here recently. I just haven't had much of a free moment. I've been working a lot on music, and I've been working a lot on writing and recording stuff. I had that live performance yesterday that that has been posted. Um, yeah, here we are. Finally, I'm back here to talk to you about, all these hit metal songs. And so last time we finished up with me talking about uh, Wish by Year of the Knife featuring Devon Swank and Sanguisugabog. Decent song. I talked about it at the end of the last video. Now we're moving on to Wolves in the Throne Room with Twinned Mouth Spring. This song was very good. I very much loved the atmosphere around it. The atmosphere that it conveyed was very, very eerie and definitely put a shiver down my spine. And I very much enjoyed it. It was a good listen, very good song. If you like atmospheric black metal, absolutely, I'm going to recommend it. But the reason why it is not higher on this list is because, well, it wasn't very memorable. Like, a lot of the songs around here aren't terribly memorable, but they're all very solid. They're very, very good songs. They're just not top of the top. So next we have Entheos with Absolute Zero. And again, a very good song. There were some moments that I liked better, that I really liked in this song. I liked better in this song. There, the way that most of the song had these very like low, like growled, almost like death vocals, and then suddenly it just switches to these very high pitched screams. That was like a oh holy shit moment for me. Like I really liked that moment. It was really, really good. So I definitely enjoyed that part of this song, and it was very, very like it was a very, very good part of this song. And yeah, but all in all, I think the instrumental on this song was pretty standard, like gentcore, deathcore type stuff, and it doesn't stand out too much amongst the list of like we're starting to get into some really incredible songs now. Like, just a lot of the songs coming up are really, really good. So it just didn't stand out enough for me to justify ranking it any higher. But still a very good song. Did not dislike it. And again, we're going to be getting a lot of that in kind of this area. Songs that I did not dislike, but I didn't love either. They were good songs that I enjoyed listening to, but if I want something like it, I will probably end up listening to something else that I find that I prefer. And all of this is subjective. So, like, if you disagree with any of these rankings, like, if you think the Sleep Token song that I talked about in the last video should be number one, let me know in the comments. Like, tell me where you would disagree, where you agree, like all of that type of stuff. Um, don't uh, so, but be nice, please. Like, again, this is all purely subjective. You can disagree with me. I am not the saint of metal music. I do not get to decide purely like what is objectively the best music ever, or stuff like that. But like, I have an opinion, and I'm just out here sharing it. So, yeah. And next up, we have Currents with The Death We Seek. Got an 8.4. Now, this song, I think, was good. Again, is one of those songs that is very good. Nothing about it that I really disliked, but nothing about it that stood out incredibly well to me. It was pretty standard, like melodic metalcore, progressive metalcore, that type of stuff. Like, it's good. Like, nothing wrong with it at all. But just because of how standard it is, I can't really rank it too much higher. It had me banging my head. Like, it was good. It was a good song. So, yeah. Next up, we have The Eternal Sea by Enslaved. Now, Enslaved is a band that I have not listened to a bunch of like their back catalog. I know this album, I really enjoy this album, and I really enjoyed this song. I loved the atmosphere, the synth work, the like just kind of like just the eeriness of it all. It was really good. It was the like clean vocals were really, really well done. And I think all of that probably would have made me rank this higher, except when the song goes into the harsh vocals, I don't find the harsh vocals to be very good. They're kind of gargly, if that makes sense. Like, not terrible, but just not really my speed, the vocals on this song. I didn't really like the gargle, but I'll probably need to go back and listen to the song to really define it. But overall, I loved this song. It was really, really good. So, yeah, we're starting to get into the good stuff. And if it hadn't, and this is more memorable to me than a lot of the other songs around this area, but I would probably have put it higher were it not for those vocals. It would probably be closer to like a 9. So next we have Drain with Evil Finds Light. This is a very fun, kind of crossover thrashy song, very much bringing some of that same, just like bringing that same hardcore energy that you get, like just really, really good. A very strong song, very headbangy, very ragey. I had a great time listening to it, and I'm probably going to go back and listen to it again at some point because it was really, really good. Definitely brought like that classic hardcore energy. So next we have Spiritbox with Cellar Door. This was a song that, from what I'd heard about it, I was really expecting it to just blow me away completely. Like, I was expecting it to be so much more memorable than it really was. But all in all, it really wasn't terribly memorable, if that like makes sense. Like, it's a good song, don't get me wrong. Like, I very much enjoyed it. That breakdown was really, really good. And Courtney's harsh vocals were really, really good, and the instrumentation was great on it. But all in all, it's just not the most memorable song on this list, and as such, I can't really put it much higher. At least to me, is the most memorable. I definitely enjoyed it. By no means was it a bad song, but I just think that all in all, there are much better songs on this list. But I'll probably go back and listen to it again. It's a good song. This whole EP was really, really good. Spiritbox definitely just displaying how freaking talented they are. Like, honestly, I think, well, I personally don't think that the, like, best, like, rock performance or best metal performance, whatever, that they ended up winning, was deserved, but that's also because there was another nominee that I found to be even better. Another metalcore nominee who we're going to be talking about at the end of this list. If you know, you know. Next we have Harm's Way with Silent Wolf. This song is a beatdown just in the shape of a this is a beatdown in the shape of a song. Really, really, really good. So a really good song. I very much enjoyed it. It had me banging my head. I'd love to go to a Harm's Way concert and have them play this song and get my ass pounded in the mosh pit. That would be amazing. Like, this is the perfect song for the mosh pit and for the gym. Like, great. Absolutely loved it. In terms of overall, like, memorable hooks that, like, have really stuck with me since I listened to it, not too much, but really, really good song still. Like, still just a great song all in all. And next we have The Ghost Inside with Death Grip. Now, I have loved The Ghost Inside for a long time, so actually, despite this song being so high, I was kind of disappointed with it. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but I really expected this song to be like a 9 when I was like, oh shit, this is going to be an awesome song. But all in all, I did really enjoy it. Great, some good hooky moments, great breakdown for just like banging your head to. I definitely, one thing I like about The Ghost Inside is like they're kind of good. They're very, like, I guess, positive message lyrics. And I think that's really nice. But, I mean, they are heavy-handed. I will say that. They're very heavy-handed lyrics. But still, I very much enjoyed this song. I have not listened to Searching for Solace all the way through yet. I know I need to. But very, very, very good song. Like, we're getting into the place where the songs are really good. Next we have Svalbard with Faking It. And so this song was really interesting to me. When I was listening to it, I was like, is this black metal or is this metalcore? I can't really tell. And I find that honestly really interesting. I definitely liked the atmosphere through the song. It was also very, like, punchingly heavy. Just a very enjoyable song. But I think, all in all, my one kind of main issue, the thing that's keeping me from putting this higher, is memorability. And again, I have not listened. I've only listened to it like once or twice. Like, there's so many songs on this list. I can't listen to all of them like 10 times to get a very concise ranking. This is a 3-hour long playlist. That would be like 30 hours. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. And so next up we have, actually, maybe putting this one so low might be a bit controversial. I'm not sure. I don't know how crazy the fans of this band are, but An Autumn Storm by Panopticon. It got an 8.7 for me. I loved this album, and I think what's keeping this song from being higher is the fact that when you separate it from the album that it's a part of, it just becomes a good atmospheric black metal track. I love the instrumentation in here. It's this beautiful atmosphere, just stunning atmosphere throughout all of the song. It really pulls you into this world that is created by the song. And you leave it remembering how that world made you feel, but not really too many specific moments. And that's my main issue with this song on its own. As a whole, the album this is from, one of my favorite albums of the year. And part of that is the way this song fits in with the rest of the album. I don't like to think of The Rime of Memory as a collection of songs like a lot of albums are these days. I like to think of The Rime of Memory as 1 hour, 15-minute song, because every song in it flows so seamlessly together. And this song is the true climax of the album. It is like, there's this building tension throughout most of it, throughout the earlier songs, and then you hit An Autumn Storm, and it's just this cascading fall of a climax, this cascading waterfall into the hopefulness almost of enduring the snow drought. And a great song as a piece of this album, but by separating it from the album, it loses some of that magic. It's like taking a chorus out of a song and just having the chorus. And it just doesn't, that album is greater than the sum of its parts. But still an incredible song that absolutely does what it needs to within this album. And next we have The Amity Affliction featuring Louis Nux with I See Dead People. There is strong emotion in this song. Like, truly, very strong emotion. You can definitely hear it in the voice of the performing artists. The kind of hip-hop section I'm not huge on, but I just don't feel it really fits the overall vibe that the song is going for. But yeah, it's a very good song, very solid. Maybe not the most memorable. Thinking on it now, I would probably rank An Autumn Storm higher than this one, but I don't know. Next we have Empire State. I don't have a lot to say about the song. I ranked it pretty high initially. I brought it back down a bit. It's a good song. It is a good fucking song. Like, a lot of the songs at this point are good fucking songs. Speaking of good fucking songs, we've got Empire State Bastard with Stutter. Now, Stutter, like, it's a really, really good song. I liked the kind of chunky, the head boppiness of it. But thinking on it, since I first listened to it, I just don't remember a ton about it, and I don't find myself, and it wasn't enough for me to find myself wanting to go back to it. And I'd rather re-listen to some of the other songs on this list. And next we have, and so now we're getting into the songs, we're transitioning from the songs that I really liked to the songs that I loved. So this is kind of the, like, transition here. So next we have Full of Hell and Nothing with Rose Tinted World. This song is a stunning mixture of like power violence and of almost like deathcore type stuff. And it's so weird as well. Like, this song feels like a spiraling abyss of just like the weight of a world is like collapsing in on you, and it is just, I guess I would compare how it feels to almost a panic attack. It feels similar to a panic attack, but in a really, really good way. It's just this endless descent into nothingness, and it's beautifully done, and it makes me want to bang my head too, which, that's a bonus for sure. My one thing that's keeping me from ranking this a lot higher is the outro is half the song, and it just doesn't feel like it needed to be that long. I liked what they were doing with it, with like the talking and like the news like recording there at the end. And I think that definitely fit the song. I just don't think it needed to be the last like 3 minutes of the song. But that's just me. That's the one thing keeping this song from going higher. Next we have Dying Wish with Watch My Promise Die. This is just a great song. It's just fun. It is getting me banging my head. It is memorable. And really, really just enjoying just like banging my head to this at like the breakdown when you've got the two different like harsh vocalists duetting off of each other. At least that's what I'm assuming it is based on how it sounds. It creates this really, really cool effect. Like, you've got the more female style harsh vocals contrasting with the lower male harsh vocals, and it's just like this powerful like crushing like in between the two, and it's really, really good. Like, really fun. Just a headbang. Absolute headbang. And next we have Ihsahn with Pilgrimage to Oblivion. Now, this song I found really, really interesting. This whole album I found really interesting. With the symphonic elements in it, and with like the black metal, and it's just this really interesting sound of like classical meets black metal. Something I absolutely want to hear more of. And so I've been re-listening to this album, and it's really good. This song is just really good. It's really interesting. Next we have Zeal and Ardor with Firewake. Now, this song was perhaps the most intriguing out of all of these on this list, at least to me. It was like, with the clean singing at the beginning, with kind of like the more like gospel-y soul elements, I was like, what is this? This is really interesting. And then he just goes into this full black metal section. I'm like, what the hell? This is cool. And like from there, I've started re-listening to like the old discography of Zeal and Ardor, and it absolutely holds up. I really like Servants and Don't You Dare. They're both really good songs. And this song just, it was intriguing enough to make me want to go back and like start learning more about this band and start researching a bit about them and start listening to their old music. And it's just gotten me further and further into their discography. And it stayed a song of theirs that I consistently go back to listen to. And it's great. It's really good. Next, we have Signs of the Swarm with Tower of Torsos. This song is a headbang. It is such a freaking headbang. I like scream along. Just so much fun. It is so much fun. It is so catchy. It is so memorable. Like that chorus, that I need to become God. Like, it's great. It always I wanted to do those vocals because it just makes me want to scream along with it. It's so much fun to do. It's so much fun to listen to, so much fun to headbang to. It's great. It's a great, great, great song. Next we have Jesus Peace with Gates of Horn. Now this song is really, really heavy. Just this beat down, just heavy, and it just has me wanting to like spiral headbang to it. Like, it's great. Just pure, unadulterated metallic hardcore that just smacks you in the face and does not let up. And so that's why it got so high. Speaking of smacking you in the face and not letting up, we have Paleface Swiss with Best Before Death. While the lyrics are kind of corny and the musicianship in it is a little like basic, I guess, I'm having so much fun with this song, I don't give a shit. Like, at all. Like, yes, those are valid complaints of this song, but I'm just having too much fun with it. Like, it's just such a banger. It's just so fun to just headbang to. And I so want to go to a Paleface show and get my ass pounded in the pit. But the simplicity of it is what is keeping it out of the top 5. So we have the top 5 songs. These could be interchangeable given any given day. They are all not top 5, top 6 songs, my bad. These songs are amazing. They are so good. Number 6, just barely out of the top 5, we have Slaughter to Prevail with Viking. Now, Viking, I enjoyed this song so much. Like, truly a really, really good song. It had me headbanging the entire time. I loved the kind of like war chant there at the beginning. Like, wow, cringy, wow, corny. It's just a cool concept to do in a metal song. There's just pure, unadulterated aggression in this song, and it sticks with you for sure. The alligator guttural there, like towards the beginning, like I've heard people talking about, like when they're talking about this song, that's all they talk about. But I do think there's a lot more to this song than that. Like the whole song, the chorus, it all is very Slaughter to Prevail, but also definitely an advancement of their sound. Like their most recent album, I wasn't a huge fan of the album as a whole, but I loved the singles from it. I loved Baba Yaga. I loved Demolisher. I really enjoyed Made in Russia, despite its cringier moments. This song, I think, kind of evolves that sound into just this fist-punchingly heavy that it's just so good, and every second of it is extraordinarily memorable. Next up, we have Orbit Culture with Black Mountain. Man, don't ever tell me that melodic death metal is dead. Like, truly, this song is so good. It is just fast-paced. It is fun. It almost kind of has some of that appeal that I got from Panopticon, where it kind of pulled you into the world of the song. And yeah, it is just an incredible song that is extremely fun, never gets boring, never has me checking my watch. And it just has me just banging along to it the entire time. And I love the melodies in it. I love the harsh vocals. I'm someone who's really enjoyed, like, a lot of Trivium. I don't know, but to me this sounds like Trivium, but less metalcore and also better, if that makes any sense. That's just how it kind of sounds to me, some of those, like, thrashy melodeath elements. But with a bit more of that, like, pop sensibility that gets brought in by metalcore. And I think that contributes to this song incredibly. So number 4, we have Lillian by Insomnium. This song is beautiful. Like, truly, like, listening to it, I was like, holy shit, this is a beautiful song. Just the harsh vocals, and almost kind of pitched, I guess, like upwards pitched. The melodies in it, the kind of folky atmosphere, it brings a lot of that. It brings a lot of the speed and catchiness of melodic death metal, obviously, because it is Insomnium, an incredible melodic death metal band who I've recently been getting into, recently been listening to some of their older albums, really, really enjoy them. I need to listen to them more. I don't listen to them enough, but yeah, I really like this band. And I really, really like this song. It's not my favorite of their songs, but it's still incredible. Like, it is just this beautiful atmosphere, these like just strong emotion throughout the entire song, and it's just a great song, just a beautiful song. And now at number 3, oh yeah, and remember, the top 5 here are very interchangeable. Like, these could be in a different order tomorrow. So, but next at number 3, we have King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard with Gila Monster. Now, as someone who really enjoys King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard and has actually been listening to them for longer than I've been listening to metal music, though I haven't listened to them as much as I've listened to a lot of metal music, but I started listening to them a couple years ago before I got into metal. And my reaction to seeing, like, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard having put out a metal album was both, what the fuck, and also, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Like, it just makes sense. And this song is probably the most fun song of the year, in my opinion, at least on this list. Like, it is just, it's a longer song, coming in at like 7 minutes. It justifies that runtime completely. Like, I was having so much fun with this. I didn't give a shit how long it was. I was just like, I was singing along, and I didn't even know the lyrics yet. It was my first listen. I was just singing along. Like, it's so much fun. That's the thing. Very thrashy, very fast, and just fun. Just super fun. And that's what matters here, is it's just a fun ass song. And next, number 1 and number 2, I cannot decide between these two songs. Like, I truly cannot. And they are, well, I'm gonna just start with the first one. We have We Eat Our Young by Cattle Decapitation. This would actually not be my pick from this album of, like, my favorite song. That would probably be Scourge the Offspring. But this song, oh yeah, this is a good-ass song. It is heavy, it is fast, it has, like, honestly, really well put together lyrics that absolutely do convey the frustration felt by the band members at the actions of humanity and what we have been doing. And I think it comes across very nicely. Like, while on the nose, yes, that's the point of it. That is, and I think it's still very well executed. And the vocals are just from the, like, very low lows to like the high pitched goblin screams. Like, it's just the way the vocals are done. It's just very unique. I don't think there will be another band with vocals like Cattle Decapitation that isn't just a Cattle Decapitation knockoff. That's the thing. They're so unique. You can't have similar vocal style without it sounding like just knockoff Travis Ryan. And the riffs in this song, like that main riff, as soon as you hear it, you're just like, oh fuck, this is gonna be a good song. And yeah, it's a good song. It's a really, really good song. It is tied at number 1. Absolutely enjoyed it. And number 1 from this list, oh well, the other number 1, the second number 1, Deep in the Willow by Knocked Loose. Yeah. I told you we had Metallica hardcore on here. Some good, like, metalcore. My God, this song seems to balance heaviness, and, like, interesting, like, style very, very well. And that's something I've really loved about modern Knocked Loose. And I've only been getting into them recently. But what I've really liked about modern Knocked Loose is how, after their first album, they'd mastered breakdowns. Counting Worms, they'd mastered breakdowns. You're not going to top, in terms of pure headbang ability, in terms of just pure breakdown energy, Counting Worms. Or really any of the songs off that album. You're not going to be able to match that or top it. So instead of trying to top it, trying to out-Knocked Loose themselves, they instead added more. They created, like, atmosphere and intrigue, and I'm recording this after the new Knocked Loose album has come out. Fucking awesome album. I'm gonna be listening to it a ton more. This song this song is just really, really good. It has me banging my head. It's just an interesting listen. The instrumentation is great. The vocals are really, really good, if one note, but that doesn't really matter because it's just shifting so much. There's so much aggression, emotion, and energy in this song, turning it into this just fist pummeling, stunning display of songwriting ability, and the ability to make something that is both simultaneously very catchy, almost borderline avant-garde. Something that is very interesting, not catchy, I misspoke. Very interesting and borderline avant-garde, while keeping a lot of those same, like, hook sensibilities. And so, yeah, that was the list. Let me know if you... I this is just a list that was already created, and I just ranked all the songs. Let me know if you disagree with any of them, if you think one should be lower or one should be higher. Thank you for watching this far if you're getting here. This is a long-ass video, and it's part 2. So thank you so much for being here and for listening and for tuning in, and yeah.